Hey everybody, this time on Two Wheel Disasters we're going to be working on this mid-80s Suzuki GS750. It's fresh out of the junkyard, and let's see what we see. Let's do a quick little walk around. It's been sitting since the 90s at some point, not really sure when. That was the best story I got, and allegedly it was a track bike of some sort, and then it got sent to the junkyard. Haven't seen or know anything about it other than that. Let's take a walk around and see what we see. Alright everybody, so this is what we're working with. Like I said, it's pretty rough. The seat's pretty torn up. Got a big dent in the center of the tank. Kind of hard to come across. She's been sitting, like I said, since the mid-90s at some point, from what I was told. It does have an inspection sticker that's from 86, so that was the last time it was on the road. But what I was told was the guy used to track race the thing. He had his fun with it, and I guess he probably moved on. Mid-90s, a lot of the faster bikes, lighter frames were coming out, so they probably just moved on to the next bike. Back then, these older Japanese bikes were kind of a dime a dozen. She's not too bad a shape for sitting as long as she has. No idea if the motor's stuck. The throttle cable seems like it's snapped or not attached. But she's got some very interesting, cool custom graphics. Susie Hellraiser. Another little thing I noticed, we got our 4-to-1 exhaust, and it's wide open, no baffles in it. I'm really hoping no mice have got down there, or water, or God knows what. Tail light's cracked, along with a turn signal, so it probably fell over or something bumped into it in the yard at some point. But one cool little custom things we've got. It's got an aluminum swing arm on it that's not factory to these bikes. So we'll have to figure out what that came off of. Got some wires hanging. Sadly, no side panels. But we do still have the airbox on there. Who knows what else? It's got the lowered bars. Looks like something's hit the speedometer at one point. That's sad to see. A little crack in the gauge cluster there. And she's got almost 40,000 miles on it. So somebody was really using this bike. Downside is too, we don't have any keys for it. So we'll have to figure something out there. See if we can't get the ignition off and the numbers off it. Maybe some keys made so we can get... Right now the seat's locked, the tank's locked, and the ignition's shut, so see what we can't figure out there. Either unbolt some stuff and get it apart, or maybe we can get the tumbler off, pull the numbers off of it, and see if we can't get a key source for it. I guess first things first, we'll get it in the shop, see if we can't get the motor to turn over, and that'll be a heck of a starting point. Alright, let's get to it. So the first thing we're going to look into is pop the oil fill cap off and just see what shape the oil's even in. Is it full of water? Oh boy, oh there it is. See if it's full of water, anything else. The sight glass is just completely black, so it's either over full, it's got nothing in it, stained completely. Alright, no dipstick. Let's see if we can't get something dipped down in there and see what the oil looks like. Okay, so we got a little piece of aluminum TIG wire. See if we can't see anything on the dipstick. Nope, nothing yet. There we go. There's the bottom of the case. Oh yeah, it looks good. Actually really clean. Strange. Huh. Okay, that's a good sign. Alright, well these bikes, they don't have a Kickstarter on them. So, let's just put it in gear, see if we can't spin the back wheel. Check to see if the motor will turn over for us. Alright, let's see what happens. Ooh, not looking good. Uh-oh. That's third. Higher up in the gears we can get it, the less resistance we'll have. Fourth. Fifth. Alright, let's see if she'll turn now. We're either going to slip the clutch or the motor will turn. Oh boy, that's not a good sign. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, she needed a little shock to break her free, I think. Oh, it's got a tight spot in it. Oh, I think she's going. It's not happy, but it's going. Alright. It did turn though. So let's get all our spark plugs out. Get some oil in the cylinders. See if we can't get it turning over even better. I did some fiddling around with the seat latch and I was able to get the seat broke free. We found some more indications of some little bit of racing heritage. PJ1 cycle oils, SW suspension, and finally able to find an actual date on the old girl. She's an 80 GS750. The interesting part, I was doing some reading, and the aluminum swing arm is off of a GS1100, and apparently it was a pretty common swap back in the day to cut a little bit of weight and add a little bit of rigidity to the rear suspension. What's also pretty cool is the shocks that are used on here. They didn't look right to me, and sure enough, variable hydraulic dampening. So I think we have some aftermarket shocks too. But the really weird part is, that's a Honda tag. We got Honda rear shocks on this thing, on a Suzuki. Pretty interesting. Somebody was definitely having some fun with this thing. Now we get to kind of figure out what they were doing to her and what else we have. I'm curious what's the deal with the suspension. If anybody can tell me anything about that, I'd love to learn about it myself, because they're not Honda shocks. Alright, well, let's try to get this motor spinning. Alright guys, I'm going to take a little bit of time, get all these spark plugs out. I just took some compressed air and blew all the junk out from around the spark plugs. Hopefully we don't drop any more junk into the motor. There we go, let's get these plugs out. Get some oil in the cylinders. See what they tell us. Let's see. First plug out. Full of some kind of fluid. Oh, that's nice. Let's see if you guys can see that. I didn't put anything in here. Oh boy. That looks like she is full of water. Well, let's get to the next one. Alright guys, so I guess somewhat good news. These are our 4 spark plugs, the order they came out. So far it looks like only number 1's our only problem child that might have had, that has some fluid in her. The other 3 look pretty good, they're nice and dry. And the plugs themselves actually look nice. The motor is running good. All the porcelains look good. Nice color to them. So I think it's a pretty healthy motor. Not all oil fouled up. It looks like number 1. Looks like we got something in there. I guess maybe being on the outside, maybe it caught some water. Or maybe it was the way it was leaning. Who knows? Let's... Never going to be able to see in there. Okay, so the turning the tire method is not seeming to play so well. So let's just get our drive cover off. Maybe we can get a bar on the motor right on the starter side and see if we can't get her turned over. Well, guys, that's a mixture of oil and water. So I guess we have. So I guess our outer seal is bad. Our crank seal's leaking because it's just flowing out of there now. Oh boy. Okay guys, so not as bad as I thought. I've never worked on one of these motors yet, so I didn't realize that our starter gear is actually fed oil through a drive underneath. So this whole, pretty much just gave myself an oil change without knowing it. But we did have a little bit of water come out, which was nice to get that out of there. Well, let's try to get the motor to spin though. Bar on there. See if we can't get everything moving, or if the crank bolt just comes free. And the crank bolt goes. Work it backward. Oh, she's tight. Oh boy. Might need more leverage. Alright guys, so I switched sides onto the timing cover side. Now we're starting to get a little bit of movement. Oh. There we go. Alright, we're hitting a hard spot again. Let's just go back the other way. Oh. Come on. Oh, right there, it's binding again. Alright, let's keep just working it back and forth. See if we can't fight through that rough spot. Oh, right there she stops. Almost a whole rotation. Oh, come on. Back a little more. Come on, it feels like it's just a little ring ridge. Oof. It's sitting tight. Speed. Oh, there it goes. Oh, yeah. She's free. All right. She'll run. Okay. I feel a lot better hitting it with the starter now, knowing she spins. Alright, well, gonna put some more oil in the cylinders, and I think we might be calling it quits for the night. Alright, check back with you guys on tomorrow. Hey guys, so off camera I took a little bit of time and took our gas tank off and the air box out, so that way we can get to our battery and hook some jumpers up to it. So with the battery hooked up, let's go ahead and try to get the motor spinning over on its own. I'm noticing our starter solenoid doesn't work, but just a quick little jump, it'll tell us what we need to hear. So let's jump our solenoid. Listen to the motor. Hopefully it sounds good. Yep. Motor's spinning on her own. Sounds nice. So, next thing we're going to do is try to get our ignition to work. So I don't have a key yet, but anybody that has a Suzuki knows keys are kind of optional. I'll get into that, but not too much, because if you don't know, I don't want to be the guy to teach you. But let's go. Alright, so we got our ignition stripped down, and when I took the headlight bezel off, found a bunch of whole rat's nest inside the headlight, and an actual rat's nest this time, so that was always fun. Looked like it ate a few wires, including one into our ignition, but got it cut and spliced. I got a new one on order, But we took our ignition apart, so now all we need is our screwdriver, flip the key, and we got dash lights. Still nothing on our push start. Still isn't working, so I think our solenoid's just dead. But when we jump our starter solenoid, we have spark. I'll bring you guys down, see if you can see it. The key on, cranking. Let's see how well if you guys can see it or not. It's a little dark in here. We have spark. So let's get the plugs back in, hit it with a little starting fluid, and see if she'll bark off for us. Alright, let's get it back together. Alright guys, so I filled the carbs up with some fuel, and I know they actually took fuel because they all puked out of the overflows on all four of them. So floats are stuck, but for now let's just see if we can get her to make some noise. Alright, still gonna go with a little bit of starting fluid. Probably gonna need something to help it along. But let's see if she'll make any noise. First time crank, hopefully starting in about 30 years, maybe more, who knows. Let's see what it does. Starting fluid, but she was making some noise. Come on, girl. Come on. Once more ether, and we're all out for tonight. But she was popping. Oh, looks like she was throwing a lot of shit out the exhaust too. Alright. Well, it's getting late anyway. The neighbors are probably going to hate me if this thing starts. So, let's shut her down for tonight. Try again in the morning. Alright guys, let's keep cranking on her. This is try a million at this point. Before we pull the carbs off, I just want to try to hear it idle a little bit, at least on starter fluid, see what happens. Alright, well, it's showing signs of life. We might have to do some valve work from the looks of it. The way it just keeps popping, and some of them are coming out the top side. Might have a sticky valve somewhere. So, I guess we'll try getting the carburetors opened up, see how bad they are. Because we got compression, we got spark, we got noise, and it feels like one or two is going sometimes, but they're not. None of them are consistent. So we might have to check our valve lash. Who knows? It got parked for a reason. So let's dig into it a little bit deeper. Okay guys, so I think we're just going to bite the bullet and take the carbs off. We're this far down to them already, and we know that all the floats are leaking anyway, so they're going to need to be rebuilt. So let's get to it. Get them off, get them on the bench, get them all broken down in the ultrasonic cleaner. Now let's get started. Well guys, with a bunch of choice words we can't have on camera, we were able to get our carbs off. And it looks like number one has a bunch of goo in it, so that must have been taking on water at some point. So it's probably sitting in the junkyard on a side stand, and everything had been leaning to that side. You can see the bells get better. Got a nice bunch of goo and watery sludge in one. Then 2 has a little bit. 3 is cleaner, and 4 is dry as a bone. So you can see it a little bit better from the opposite side. The butterflies are dry to wet. Well, let's get them apart. Get them all cleaned up. See what kind of disaster we find under these. They've been sitting so long that I'm hoping the last time this thing ran it didn't have ethanol fuel in it. So they shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be. Alright, let's get them all stripped down. Oh boy. Mud coming out. But that means there's something. Ooh. Oh, wow. Well, let me bring you guys in here. So that might be the worst carburetor I've ever seen. That was not too terrible. But boy, is that something. Float still moves though. Oh yeah, that one's stuck wide open. That is something else though. Yeah, I'd say it definitely got some water in that side. Now let's flip them over. Try to get all the... Alright, well, let's try to get all the jets out. And the floats. And then maybe we can flip it over and get our vacuum diaphragms out. Alright, let's see where we can get to. Alright guys, so while the carbs are in the ultrasonic cleaner, I'm going to spend a little bit of time cleaning our air boxes out. As you can see, the mice really got to this one. Level 2 mouse house, I'd say. Not terrible, but she's full up. Our air box silencer, hard to tell, but it's very wet. Full of God knows what fluids. So gonna vacuum everything out, hit it with the hose, and just flush everything. Ooh, yeah, we got some mousage in there. Get them all cleaned out, that way we're not sucking anything up when the bike finally starts to run. All right, let's get to it. Alright, well, the carbs have been sitting in here soaking away for over an hour now. Let's see what we got. Hopefully they got better. They might need a round 2. But let's get everything out, look at it, and see what we got. Alright guys, we got the carbs back on, all cleaned up. It looks like one of them's still leaking a little bit, but I had a feeling they were going to need to go through one more time. But let's see if she'll start. Freshly cleaned carbs. See if she'll come to life. Okay guys, it's safe to say I'm an idiot. I've been chasing wires on this bike for about 2 hours now, trying to figure out why we lost spark. And when I pulled the carbs off and slid the airbox out, I didn't realize that there's a body ground that bolts the airbox in, and I missed it putting it back together. It got pinched behind the wire loom. And I couldn't figure out why we didn't have spark for the past 2 hours. I had half the bike blown apart. And then jiggling wires in frustration, the ground popped back out, and I said, oh, how about that? Clipped it back on, and sure enough, we have spark again. So, let's see if she starts. Keys on. All right, come on, girl. One more time. She did it, guys. Oh boy. Well, we were cranking on her. It liked being wide open. Got a heck of a mess out the exhaust. I guess somebody was living in there. Smoke rolling out of everywhere. She fired and ran. Hell yeah. Now let's see if she can get to running on just fuel, not straight starter fluid. God, this thing's loud with that straight pipe. Alright, let's keep going on her. Alright, well I just got a little temporary fuel tank hooked up. And we got actual gas running to it. Let's see if she'll come alive on her own. Maybe we can get some idle action out of it. Alright, come on, sweetheart. Let's see what you do. As soon as I let off the choke, it dies. So she's still a little cold. See if she'll come on. Still wants to choke. guys, just as I said that, I heard 4 kick back on again. I could tell just by the exhaust smoke burning off everything. 4 wasn't running. And then she just kicked right on for us. She wants to live a couple more heat cycles, and I think she's going to start waking up. But she was running on her own gas. Alright guys, well I think I'm going to end the video off here. On our next segment, we got a whole lot more to tackle now that we know the motor actually runs and the bike wants to live. Our brakes are still completely frozen, front and rear. The body panels are all pretty hammered. Wiring's a mess. But on our next episode, we'll start tackling all the next things. And once we got some brakes, just a little bit of brakes, we'll take her out on the road. I'm not that scared. My neighborhood's pretty slow. But we'll get something happening, get her on the road. Alright, so stay tuned for the next one. Our next episode, hopefully we'll be riding it. Alright, see you guys.